Hey, did you understand the assignment? Hey, we are here. This is day 2 of a crushing excuses. 30 day challenge. Yes. I'm excited. It's been one of those days, long day. We here. I'm waiting. We're going on. But I meant to tell you the reason why I started yesterday, which is on June 13th, which is my grandfather's birthday. God rest his soul. But he was one of those people who he just was not feeling the way. He used to, when I was a kid, I didn't understand it then of why he kept bothering me about it. You should lose weight. You should lose weight. But he just did. And I just didn't, I was not feeling it. He made me feel some type of way, but I get it now. I get it. I finally get it now. So that's why June 13th was the kickoff day for Crush Excuses, because it was my grandfather's birthday, June 13th. So how are you today? Who is here? Who is here? We ready? We ready? We ready? I'm waiting for our guest today, who is T Scott, and she's going to tell us all about her journey. We're going to give it a couple minutes. I started a little earlier. Did everyone get their success kit in their messages and their Facebook messages? Did everybody get that? Let me see. I think you're here, T. I think you are. I think we're here. It says add you, adding. I think I did it. All this stuff. Hey.
We are here. Okay.
Hey.
Okay. Hey.
Hey, how are you?
We're here.
I see you. How are you? Fresh from your workout. See, listen, they've been crushing excuses for a long time. They're gonna hear to tell us what it's like. And listen, how do you get to those goals? How you making sure those goals happen?
We are here. Yeah, we did a mile and a half walk before we got here.
Hey, I'm not mad at you. And you go to the gym, or you did it on a track?
No, we went out to Kelly Drive and just did that real quick so that we could do this tonight, because we were supposed to go to Gym. The gym.
The gym. That's what. Oh, that's the whole new thing. The gym.
Right. It's either CKO kickboxing or it's the gym.
So that's how you really kind of stay. You do multiple things. Like, you don't just keep it at one thing. You do multiple things.
Yeah, you can't. You just can't. I don't know how to describe it, because one of the things that older women need, well, I say everybody needs strength training. You have to get the strength training in. And that was part of my problem of my weight loss being stagnant. Is like I was doing too much cardio and not enough strength training. Like,
so how did you find out that was the problem? How did you find out that that you needed to do more?
Through a nutritionist, research. If you read there's a good book out there called The Obesity Code. A lot of people are starting to read it. It really breaks down the epidemic of obesity.
Mm-hmm.
So, but if you look at it, it talks about the importance of weight training for men and women. Like, you have to have weight training.
Gotta have weight training. So everybody, while we get started, I want to introduce you to our guest. I have just kind of like, I see Tony all the time. It's almost like I know you, but you know what I mean? But yeah. This is T Scott and her love, Tony. They have a program that they do together. It's like a podcast show every Wednesday. And it's on love and all. Tell them all about that. All about their love stuff.
Love Life Wednesday. Anything and everything you want to talk about that has to do with relationships. And what we did was, I used to do it by myself. And then when Tony came on, He wanted to make sure people saw the journey of our relationship go from friendship to exclusive and moving towards engagement and marriage. So that's part of this whole process, is to show people that process so that and to have discussions along the way. So right now it's June is men's month. Yeah, it's been really interesting.
So when you introduce them, how do you introduce them? I was like, all right, this is her love. I was like, I know we're like, do we say boyfriend, or you say, man, like, how do you introduce them when you say, hey, this is Tony? What do you say? This is.
What's really funny about that is, whenever we're together, everybody assumes we're married.
Yeah.
So it's like,
no matter how I introduce her.
Yeah.
After the conversation, I've taken her shopping to places I go to. And, if I come back, they say, oh, Tony, how's your wife?
Yeah.
Now, I'm trying to get it all together, like, what? So I just stop. I said, well, she's fine. She's doing great. She's coming back next week with me or whatever to buy something. Because I usually don't buy anything. That's why they want her to there. Because she'll say, hey, go get it. Go get it.
Yeah. I always encourage him to shop, you know. But
why not?
When I introduce him, I introduce him as my boyfriend. I do. At 53, I'm still saying boyfriend, but but it's coming. The next stages are coming, so be on the lookout of that.
So everybody, if you're watching, we're motivating people because listen, the road, this whole road, I feel like I have lost weight a gazillion times. Start, stop. But you have made it to a goal that you wanted to do. Both of you, I feel like combined, you've lost, I would say over 200 pounds, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know why I keep hearing feedback. You hear feedback too?
No.
Is it me?
I think it's on you.
Okay.
It sounds great over here.
Okay, cool. Well, if you can't hear it, I'll just ignore it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I don't hear anything. Yeah, one of the biggest things I always tell people, because a lot of times people ask us both the same thing, like how did we lose the weight or whatever. So fitness is part of our life. It's not even a question. We work out together a lot. And here's the thing, we eat bad together too. Let me just make that clear. Like, I don't want it to sound like this fakery of anything, because we just did Five Guys a couple days ago. So but it's, the thing is, you have to be honest with yourself when you have a food addiction. And I always say this, I have a food addiction. I have a problem with food. So when you can admit that you have a problem with food, you can work through that, because then you're conscious of the stuff that you're eating. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So like, okay, you make a bad choice today. Well, don't make a bad choice for the next 8 days. Like, it's make the bad choice. Don't make it 3 meals of a bad choice, And a lot of times what comes with that is we've already worked out. And we'll be like, you know what? Let's just, go for it or whatever.
Five Guys.
We regret it later because both our stomachs are done.
Once you change your way of eating and then you try to eat something you haven't eaten in a year or 6 months, your body reacts very like, what you doing?
Yeah.
Like, this is the wrong thing. And you pay the price for that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really,
we've paid the price a couple times.
Paid the price for that.
Yeah.
It's not good.
But you tried it out. So let's talk about the beginning. You're at your highest weight till you were 350.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to figure out, did I know you then? I've known you for so long. I don't know if I knew you then.
No, that picture that you have, that was my highest of 350. I was wearing, I think a size 24 clothes. So what made me say I can't do this no more is my blood pressure was through the roof. And I went to a cardiologist, and because my primary doctor already had me on 3 blood pressure medicines, and he was like, I can't give you nothing else. And my blood pressure was still high. So they suggested I go see a cardiologist because they thought I had a blockage. So here I am I'm in my 30s. Like, no, yeah, like in my 30s. Right. And I got this daughter, right? I'm a single mom. And I go to this cardiologist, Shelly, no lie. They say we have to do an echocardiogram, right? When they turned me to the side, there was a screen and I could see my heart. And I'm telling you, I swear my heart looked like it was having a hard time to pump. And I started bawling, crying. So they called the cardiologist in and they're having a little powwow. You know, they ain't talking to me. They, you know, talking amongst themselves. So I'm really scared now because I'm like, wow, food did this to me. Like, this is jacked up. Like, this is what food did to me. So they tell me to get dressed and come in the office. So, you know, when they tell you that, they're not giving you a lollipop to say, okay, bye, see you later. Yeah, right. And we need to talk to you. And I'm going to tell you what this doctor said to me that changed my life. He said, if you want to sue me, go ahead. I'm going to say something to you that's probably not ethical, but I think you need to hear what I'm going to say. Your blood pressure is like that because you eating the jacked up crap you eating it. Is food worth it? You're going to kill yourself and you have a daughter. He's like, you're going to die before you're 40. Or he said, if you don't, you're going to have a heart attack and a stroke, and that's what you're going to leave your daughter.
Wow.
I was bawling. So I'm going to tell you what I did. I left there. I went to Wendy's. I went to Wendy's, had a double burger with fries and a soda, and said this was my hurrah. That was it. So through that process, I went through a nasty divorce. Make a whole long story short, I started walking. I had my car. I had no car. I still don't have a car. To this day, I still don't have a car. I walk everywhere, right? So walking and getting out of the car, no gym, and not even, I was teetering on eating right, but not quite. I lost 50 pounds. Now, my job had a gym at the time. So what I did was every lunch hour, I walked every day, and at lunchtime went to the gym 5 days a week. And I said, oh, hold up now. Sister girl getting a waistline. Something happening here. I was like, whoa. And then that's when I started eating right. And the other 50 came off. And there's a whole nother backstory to how I'm actually coming out with a book called Why Am I Still Fat? And I'm halfway done. Yeah. And I break down why we're fat, the addiction of food. I talk about a doctor's experience that was horrible. I'm telling you, do not do weight loss surgery if you don't have to.
Let that be a last resort.
Let it be the last resort. Because I'm gonna tell you, it was a year ago.
Yes.
Right, because COVID messed me up. Well, who didn't mess up? Who COVID didn't mess up?
Yeah, listen, COVID. This is why I just said, listen, COVID.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. We were at the beginning of our relationship, and COVID hit. So all we did was drive to get something to eat. That's all that was open, right? Yeah. Drive-throughs and eat. Chick-fil-A. Five Guys and Chick-fil-A. That's
some McDonald's.
That's your thing. Five Guys seems to be your thing. If it's a cheat day, it's Five Guys.
Right, but I will say this: what's the vegan place that people like? I'm gonna tell you this to your people in this group. Getting more on the healthy side. Stay out of Hip City Veg. Stay out of these commercial vegan places. They are actually worse for you. Yeah. People think, I'm eating vegan, Like, vegan is when you can do it yourself, when you're in your home cooking these meals yourself and prepping yourself. Yes. You know, so I did do the vegan thing for a while. It's hard, but I'm going to tell you, I never felt better.
Really?
Never felt better.
Your whole body changes. You know, the whole dynamics, everything of your body, you know, the energy levels, your hormonal levels, all that changes. Your cellular levels, all those things change for what you put in your body. And, you know, you get the proper rest. At 53, 54, you can look better than some of these 20-year-olds.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we come across that a lot.
Yeah.
Like, we've even come across situations where we're actually more fit. Like, we've been in boxing class, and we get down, burpee, all it, you know, and there's people in their 20s that are so, you know, out of shape, they just can't do it, you know. But I'll tell you, to the people in this group, first of all, I commend everybody for taking the challenge, right? Because this is where it begins, by saying, you know, I'm going to challenge myself. But what comes with that is, what we try to live by is consistency and accountability. And you have to be honest, right? You've got to be honest with yourself, because what a lot of us will say, and I said it, he said, you know, oh my God, I don't even eat that much, or oh my God, I got this, you know, but the reality is, our obesity, there's something there. Like, we wouldn't be obese if that truly was the case, you know, like we really wouldn't have a weight problem if everything in our fridge was green and from Mother Earth. You know, it's, unfortunately, everybody is different. Our bodies metabolize things differently. So what diet will work for you may not work for me. So we have to deal honestly internally out. So part of my problem and his problem is that we get internally inflamed. I know you heard of inflammation, right? Well, I don't know if you knew, but certain foods which will stop you from losing weight, you will get internally inflamed, which you'll see the bloating, you'll see the swelling, gas. That's all something you ate, even if it's healthy. Even if it's healthy, because like broccoli may not be for everybody, because it can cause internal inflammation. So you got to make sure you're kind of mindful of, when you eat certain things, what it's doing to you.
Do the research, do the blood work.
Do the blood work first, man.
Check yourself out first. Sit down. It's going to take 6 months, maybe a year, just to figure yourself and your body chemistry out. Then you start making plans. You start setting up food time. You start setting up gym times, walk time. The thing is, when you start reaching 50, you need to be a little bit more active than you was at 20.
For sure.
But you got to be disciplined. You know, just, you young, you just go out and play. You get older, your play time better be very important. You know what I mean? You can't just go out and play. You got to make sure you're doing what you're doing, so you can either burn something or just have a mobility. You know what I mean? And then inflammation. If you're eating something that ain't right, you wonder why your joints hurt. You wonder why this don't move right. You know, it's what we put in our bodies. It's not cool. After a while, you know, you're just doing a slow, very, very slow death.
Yeah, for sure.
And we don't want that. We don't want that. So Tony, talk about your journey. I mean, as a man, you I think, what was your height? You said 285.
285. And I'm only 5'7". So, you know, with things, hers was her health. Mine was life, stressful life. Different situations and circumstances happens, and you kind of, as we say, let yourself go. You know, I was a very detailed man. I kept myself up, and then things happened, and then, you know, I went from 150 pounds at 20, got married, and then things started happening. By the time I was 30, I'm darn near 285. And then I went to the doctor. I was going to the doctor, and then one day I went there, you know, because, you know, life has whatever it has over top of me. And he got me on the scale, and he said, you know, Mr. Barr, are you trying to go out for the Eagles? I said, for what? He said, well, you know, 285 on a 5'7" frame. You could either probably be a fullback or something, but I don't see you going there. What are you doing? And when I told him, he was like, wow. You know, stress alone will just put weight on you, you know. And then the type of job, I was a traveling nurse, so I'm always grabbing a number 2 at McDonald's, big bag of Lay's, family size, not a little pack, family size of Lay's potato chips, and just going in from one home to the next patient, to the next patient. I'm just constantly eating number twos and Wendy's and burgers and cheesesteaks. I'm just constantly eating, and I didn't even care, really. Just eating. And then all of a sudden, you get the wake-up call. Then here it comes. I go back. I get blood work done. Then he's telling me, Mr. Barr, you need to come to the office. You know that, come back. I'm like, come back? I never had to come back to you. After a blood work, he said, I need to talk to you. So I came in, and that's when he told me I was a borderline pre-diabetic. It's like, just borderline. He's like, well, you just, when I say borderline, he's like, just another 2 more cheeseburgers and you done. Like, you over, then you're going to have to get insulin, you got to get this. And I'm taking care of people who I see the end result of not taking care of yourself. I'm seeing patients' fingers come off, toes come off, and they telling me, Tone, don't be like me, man. Just try to eat right, man. Stay away from soul food, that fried food, and all this. I'm like, what? So that's when I got my wake-up call. Then I had to just kind of regroup my whole life. When we go by 5 pillars, spiritually, mentally, physically, and financially, reset myself. I had to reset everything. And it took some years. It took me some years to even discipline, because I worked long hours, started working late hours at night, and trying to get into a gym or make time was hard. So like, I work out every morning, and then I leave my workout, go home, because I work at night. Work out, go to sleep, come up, pick her up for work, and then I go work out again. So I work out a little more than her, because this is what I need to do for Tony. Now some people are like, darn, man, what are you doing? Now my only discipline that I need to work on for me right now, I'm at right now 220. When I met her, I was 180. I was slimmer down. COVID messed me up.
Yeah.
Them Five Guys and them French fries and Chick-fil-A add like 30 pounds on me.
I think we both gained 30 over COVID, and I'm still dealing with 15 of that COVID, 20 of that COVID weight that now I can't get off. So now that's why I switched more to the weightlifting versus the cardio, because what people need to understand is people get a misconception. They think, oh my God, if I build up muscle actually helps your metabolism burn even more. Right. So that's why your strength training will actually allow your body to stay at a burning rate faster than if you just did cardio. So, and a lot of times, I know we only have till 8 o'clock. I want to make sure I get this information of what's been given to me. The other thing that I want to tell people out there that I've just recently learned is that part of what could be happening to a lot of us that cannot lose weight is we're insulin resistance. Yes. Insulin resistance does not have to come from somebody that is diabetic. Let me just say that. Straight up. You can be insulin resistant and not be diabetic. So you have to understand there's a reason that is happening. And then when you see that that's happening, you have to take inventory on the food you are eating and the way in which you are processing that food. I'm telling you, I get it. It's so hard to start eliminating, right? Because I put a post out today to the group saying, look, even though you think you're drinking diet soda, diet drinks and stuff like that, you actually have to remove it, because what it's doing is actually increasing your insulin. So if you know that you possibly are insulin resistant, you got to avoid those things that are causing the insulin resistance. People like us, because let me tell you what a doctor told me that I was. I recently went to the doctor, had all my blood work done. I am actually extremely healthy. No diabetes, no sugar problem, no blood pressure problem. I have Graves' disease, but it's in remission. So when they look at me metabolically, and what I mean by that is when you get a blood panel done, right? Look at all your blood work, your cholesterol, everything. To them, without them even looking at me, I am the healthiest 53-year-old they ever saw. We do not drink or smoke, by the way. We don't drink or smoke. Here's the problem. When they weigh me, I'm obese, right? So it's like, what the heck? That don't even make sense, because how can a person be metabolically healthy and then on this end, she is obese? So that's when you have a case of insulin resistance. And you have to deal with the internal inflammation. You have to deal with the foods that are causing that. And you've got to increase the strength training so you can build up the muscle to fight the insulin resistance. You got to stay away from the artificial sweeteners. You got to stay away from juices, processed processed food, and even if you think it's healthy, the healthiest meal you can have is the one you make yourself, straight from whole foods that you make yourself. The greener, the better. Yes. And you don't buy a smoothie in the pre-made smoothie. No, make your own. Make your own smoothie with your own greens and your own apples, so that you're not getting that artificial flavoring. And I think that's really the biggest issue. Because over time, as you doing that, it adds up. You may say, oh, it's a little bit. No, you're drinking that fake smoothie, that fake shake, that fake, what's that? That bar, the bars you be eating, think, oh, this is good, this is healthy bar.
Or that agave. Yeah. You ever look up?
Actually,
agave.
Agave is actually one of the most natural sweeteners that you can put a little bit of it in your smoothie, and you can use a date. A date is also very sweet that you could use in a smoothie if you, especially when, because let's be clear, green one ain't the best, right? So a green smoothie, a green juice is not the best. So you want to use green apples to provide a sweetener. But again, we have to be mindful of calories, right? We're saying all of these healthy things. So you've got to figure out what your deficit is. And you could go through, Google it. How do I figure out my calorie deficit? I'm going to tell you, you want to get the biggest shock of your life? Write down everything you eat for 3 days. And then you'll see that you eat in thousands and not realizing it. Yeah. I mean, I'm telling you, every single thing you put in your mouth, document it for like 3 days. Because I'll tell you real quick what I did, Smarty Pants. Remember what happened to me?
Y'all can talk to the people real quick. Yeah. You know I drink a lot of water, right? So I'll be right back. Y'all no more. Y'all keep talking. I'll be right back.
You can't hold it.
I don't think that's ever happened to us.
You're 50 for sure.
Yeah, I don't think that's ever happened to us on the show where we.
Well, I did. Remember, I had to run.
Oh yeah. Definitely be mindful of the calories. Yes. Like, I think when you keep these journals, if you keep, like, because people will think that, oh, I'm gonna get this coffee, and the
worst way. Yeah.
Yeah, my coffee drink, I thought,
Shelly.
No, it was actually the matcha.
The matcha, yes.
I actually thought I was switching over. I was like, oh, I'm not going to do coffee anymore, and different things like that. I said, oh, I'm not going to do it anymore. So I decided to switch to matcha, and you guys know what the matcha is. It's the green. Yeah. Well, let me tell you, I had these idiots make it with heavy cream. Because heavy cream is 0 carbs. There's no carbs in heavy cream. But there are calories in the heavy cream, right? Yes. So here I am.
Tell me how much it was a calorie.
Lord Jesus.
One, you was drinking
I was drinking one a day.
One a day, every day.
I don't know if you heard me, Shelly. I was telling them why I say coffees, right? So let me tell you, I was telling Shelly's back, I switched to matcha, right? The matcha. I switched from coffee to matcha green tea. So let me tell you, because I was like, oh, what has 0 carbs? Heavy cream. Now, at this point, I'm trying to lose weight, and I'm like, why is it not coming off? Do you know my drink was 1,500 calories a day? My drink, the one drink a day was 1,500 calories, because heavy cream has 0 carbs, but it literally had 200 calories per tablespoon. So if you're doing 24 ounces of heavy cream in the matcha, you do the math.
Yeah.
And the minute I stopped that, the weight went Yeah, the weight came off.
You think you got a healthy drink, but it's not. So you have to be mindful and discipline yourself to watch what you're putting in, things that you think is healthy. It's not. Everything that you put in and you figure 5 days of it, you think, oh, it's nothing. Yeah, it adds up. Your metabolism is not where it used to be when you're 20. So you have to be very mindful and disciplined The thing is, we'll do it for 3 days, and then we flack off for 20 days. You know, then we say, oh, girl, you know, Monday. You know, Monday, when Monday comes, I'm going to start right on Monday. No, you should start like right now. It's never too late.
Yeah, I always say, you know, even if you fall and it's get back up. Like, don't stop. Like, don't give up. Just start again. Fall. But I will say this on the medical side, what happens in our particular case, women, is that when we keep doing this, like Shelly was saying, this yo-yo dieting, right? We lose weight, we gain weight. Unfortunately, as we get older, this is why it becomes even more difficult, because now our metabolism is very confused.
Yeah, it's off. It's
so off that it doesn't know what you're doing other than let me store fat in your stomach. It's the cortisol increases and so forth like that. In the thighs. And well, for us, it's the butt. It's the stomach and the butt for us.
In the thighs, the extra back there. All that. Guys too. That's what I'm working on. Mine's right here. All this right here is extra.
Yeah,
it's killing me.
But in the book, I break it down. I break down how to understand your body type and how to lose weight for your body type and why you're not losing weight for your body type. It's really a night. There's going to be volume. So this is volume 1 that's coming out, because I wanted people to get the information that I got from multiple sources, and I put it in all one book for everybody to read. And I talk about my journey, and I tell your audience to tell people, you know, food addiction is real. It doesn't go away. It is something I struggle with daily. It is not something that it goes away. It is you struggle with it, and you're going to continue to struggle with it until you are ready to deal with it.
Yeah.
You know, so you can, once you're ready to deal with it mentally, you're going to be good to go to understand that you do have a problem. So, and that's the thing, you know,
detoxing, tell them about detoxing.
Oh, detoxing and fasting. I always say intermittent fasting also. If you could do it.
A good cleanse of the body first before you start any type of exercise is very good. It helps with your metabolism. They have places you can go to do a lot of clinics or whatever, which it helps.
And we invested in a very good juicer, by the way. You want a masticating juicer, because he spent $500 on a masticating juicer. It's called a Nama juicer. It is the best juicer in the country that you can get in your home to get the most out of your fruit and vegetables. Yes. It's a lot of work, but
they got a new one out now. To save all that work.
They got a new one. If you bought it now, you get the newer one where it just allows you to just stick the whole vegetable in there and get it, versus I have to cut everything up now with the juicer I have. But again, be mindful of juicing. If you have diabetes and things like that, you got to watch on the fruity side, but stay more on the vegetable side.
Ratios.
You got to figure that, but be mindful of how food is affecting you personally. I cannot do rice. I can't do rice, potatoes, whole milk. I blow up like a hot balloon. Yeah. You know, so I can't. So even though I don't have, what's that, celiac, right? Celiac disease, where I don't have celiac, but my body still reacts in the celiac way that I can't do it. Right. I cannot. I love rice. You give me a bowl of rice right now, white rice, I sit here and eat that whole thing. I can't, but it swells me up so bad. Swells me up.
And
so
it definitely don't want that.
Most of the stuff that you like is the stuff you shouldn't eat. That's what you can do. I did that. I said, listen, I can't cook, so it's a lot of stuff. I was like, I love that, but I sure can't eat it. It helps me, so I don't have to cook it.
Yeah. I cook and meal prep and meal prep.
I just buy the stuff.
Meal prep, that's the key. Let's talk about the meal prep. But it is 8:01, and I am due on another. But I'm hoping and I'm gonna pray that y'all can come back. You know,
absolutely
again,
anytime.
Again, come back again. I'm standing up because we have a challenge that every time you go to the restroom, you have to do 20 squats. So I didn't want to forget that I had to do my 20 squats. So I stood up so I can make sure I do my 20 squats, because I hear that from what I hear, everybody's been doing it. And I don't want to be the one to say, she just went and she didn't do her 20 squats. So I have to stand here. And so once we get off, I'm going to do my 20 squats. Hey!
Okay. Hey! Get them 20 squats in.
Well, so every time,
yes,
good luck, everybody. Stay positive. We'll come back on anytime you want.
Anytime, we're here.
I appreciate you. I definitely want you back, because I feel like the information you share is just amazing. You've done it. Success leaves clues. That's what we're here for. And we hear you. I hear your clues, and I actually am going to take heed to a few of them. I'm like, oh, I'm listening. I'm listening, and I hope everybody is listening, because it's about our health. We do not want to. We want to take years off, not put them on with every bite of food that we eat. So let's keep going. Thank you all so much. Thank you to the wonderful, amazing couple. Make sure you check them out on Wednesday. It was at 8 o'clock, right?
7
o'clock. Wednesday at 7 o'clock. Go to T Scott, TEE Scott. Well, you see her name right there, duh. But
yeah, we'll be on tomorrow night.
Yes, tomorrow night. The conversation is, always on point, always amazing, and consistent. Amazing, consistent, and they keep going. And the fact you want to see, if anybody out there looking for love, look, it is possible. It happens. You know, it happens. Real love is right up here in the air right here.
Facts.
Yeah, I'm excited. So I'm hoping we're gonna talk later. I'm hoping that we'll even get this on the radio, because they've been doing some wonderful things. We're trying to get this on the radio.
Yes,
that's good.
Yeah, we were talking about that.
Oh, good.
Yeah, we gotta make that happen. So thank you so much. I appreciate you, and I will talk to you soon. Y'all have a good night.
See you later.
Bye.